good.
So good,
like
dude.
soup at a podcast.
Like what? Yes.
Whoa.
We're back.
Whoa.
We're fucking
We're
back.
here.
It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. Crowd's happy we're to be back. We're happy to be back.
So happy. So excited.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. One more round of applause. Wow, guys. We're back. It's the Merry Hepp-isode. Yes. Yes. The Merry Hepp-isode. A long time coming, to be certain.
Excited to be here.
We're very happy to have you here, Mary Hepp, on the show. Mary 1, commonly known to by friends. I almost said friends and family, but I imagine your family probably
They're
just calls
unaware
you.
of that lore.
They're unaware of the
Unfortunately.
numbering.
Yeah.
It is, we just, you know, in context of the show, we won't get into all of it, but in context of the show, you are the most important Mary. You are Mary
Whoa.
1. You are Mary Prime.
Prime.
And
That's huge.
and we're glad to have you here, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing so well.
Yeah.
It's a
Feeling
good week.
well.
Good week.
Good
Feeling
week. You've been
alive.
busy.
Yes, busy in a good way.
Busy in a good way. You're getting on set.
I am. I'm trying. Yes.
Damn. All right. Well, we'll get into that. My mind's a bit scatterbrained.
Same.
This is. Oh yes, dude.
Perfect.
First pod recording, post reconstruction of the knee. Man, what is there to say about it? You know, it's just it's good to start the process for sure. Obviously, for so long, it was just like an annoyance that was on my mind. Now we've started it.
Progress.
I'll lay off the applause track for a little bit. But it has been, you know, I've been laid up a lot. I've been thinking about the pod a lot. Been thinking about, you know, what we're gonna do with it in this new. It's 2024 now. This is. I guess we did record. So the last time we recorded was minutes before the NFC Championship game. Me and Lance were very excited to watch our Lions, who, in just what I can only describe as classic Lions fashion, built up a huge halftime lead, squandered it, blew it all away. And, you know, so that was, but I'm saying this just to have a quick, just really quick Super Bowl talk. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. Were you? Oh, you were working.
I was on set.
You were
in the
on
desert. There's no Super Bowl.
No
Screens in the
Super Bowl
desert.
for Mary.
Yeah.
Nobody had it up on a phone or a
This is
laptop or
desert,
anything.
No
No service out
service in the desert.
In what like the
It was
what's-
right by the Coyote Dry Lake. I do not know what desert resides there. It's like 3 hours.
Are you allowed to talk about like what it
Yeah,
was
it was
you were
just a
doing?
fun little short film, a very like low budget thing. Most of us weren't paid, which is fine. 'Cause it was a fun project. It was like a sci-fi alternate history in which like nuclear war happened in the 50s.
Okay.
So civilization was trying to rebuild in the
Yeah.
60s, and we
In
followed
this
this guy.
radiation
Exactly.
fucked up
So,
landscape.
Yeah, very fucked up landscape. For sure. Lots of radiation. in
And
the
you were
air.
on a camera team?
Yes,
for
for
that?
facing, so I was able to pull focus. It was pretty cool. We were on using lenses that were used on the Creator, that were like
The Creator, which is
that one movie that
the
came out
one.
last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see it?
I did. Yeah,
And
I didn't like it
Yeah.
visually. It was awesome, but I didn't like the writing at all.
Was it
made
about
me quite
AI?
sad. Yeah, AI.
Are you scared of AI?
Not really. I mean, it could be scary.
scary. I
depending on
saw
who's using it.
Yeah, you're not, but you're not worried about it like putting you out of a job or anything. You
Not
still are.
yet.
Yeah.
I feel like the next generation might have to worry about that, but
I saw. Did you see the video of the dogs in the snow?
There's dogs in the snow. What? Dogs are in the snow.
Probably not the best way to bring that one up. I saw this morning somebody, the text to video AI, did like golden retriever puppies playing in the snow, and it was kind of going semi-viral because people were like, "This looks like real dogs."
Real dogs, real snow.
And it did look kind of like real dogs, which, you know, scary. But I guess like I'm still not. I don't know. It is freaky.
I feel like it is like rapidly increasing at a rate that's mildly concerning.
Yeah.
I wasn't too concerned about it, but like,
Right.
we've made such advancements in the past like couple of years. I didn't think we would be reaching.
Yeah.
For,
Like
a
it's going
decade.
fast.
Like,
It's
so
going
fast.
fucking fast.
Just to slow down.
So you didn't, and you're not a huge football fan, American
I mean,
football.
not really. Like I love the Wolverines.
Yes,
course,
of
but
course,
that's like
of
the only
course.
football I'll
Fair,
watch
and that's
for the most
fine.
part.
Did you commercials? Did the Super Bowl commercials move the needle for you at all?
I haven't really watched any of
I
them.
haven't caught up. You didn't catch up on the comms.
No, I didn't. It's on the to-do list.
That's fine. I mean, so again, back to like it does feel like I don't know. Maybe it's like when you're a kid, it's just like such a big deal to see all the commercials.
It's
You want
the
to see
prime
them so
event.
bad,
Yeah.
and now it feels like that magic's not there anymore at all.
Yeah.
And it's also like I just hate being advertised too.
It's like, how dare they give me images and
Ugh,
sounds.
just
Stop.
makes me so mad. You don't fucking know me. I don't
So
want to buy
fucked
your
up.
product. Which, you know, it was an interesting thing to say. Again, we got a lot planned this show. So
Yes,
forgive
of
me if
course.
I'm a little all over the place,
That's good.
which I've begun
That's good
saying
stuff.
every episode.
Organization is not a good
Fuck
thing
it.
for podcasts.
We don't need it.
Structure, bad.
So yeah, yeah, I agree. Most of the commercials don't care. Trailers,
Yes, I do care about the
trailers, yes. So I guess the big one, so Deadpool, Wolverine, does that
I have not seen that one
doesn't
yet.
and
I'm
that
not
does you don't
huge
really
on
care
that.
about that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Ryan Reynolds?
I mean, good for him. He seems like a funny, silly guy.
Yeah.
Making his money.
Do you
doing
like
his
yeah,
thing.
you're
I
not
have
you're
a
not one
strong
of you don't
opinion
like
either way.
cuz I felt like I felt it was probably like a year or two ago now where like Ryan Reynolds was in everything and it seemed like online everyone was like fucking get this guy out of my face, which I've never felt that way about Reynolds.
No, that's what he does. Like
Yeah.
that's his role in life. I feel
Yeah.
it's just to be that guy that's
Right.
in all of the movies that you have to look at
Yeah.
and listen to. And it's
Kind of
all
cool.
Yeah, good for him.
Planet of the Apes.
Wait, there's a new trailer.
There's a new I think
I
it's
do
Kingdom
like
of the
it.
Planet
Like
of the
it's
Apes.
fun.
Have you so we're trying to coordinate when we're going to watch. I have not seen any of them.
Okay.
Have you
I think I
seen
saw the first
with
two.
Franco? Oh, you saw the first two.
Wait, are these the old ones or the new ones? we're
So
talking about?
the new ones.
Yes, I've seen the first two.
Yeah.
Like, prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I like them. They're a good, funny.
They
silly
kinda seem
time.
cool.
Like, yeah,
I hear they're like good.
they're enjoyable.
I'm gonna check
Like
them out.
it's monkeys.
Yeah.
It's Andy Serkis being a monkey.
Oh,
like,
okay. It is Circus up
it
in there
is
as
Circus up
Caesar.
in there.
My dad loved the
Caesar.
original. He
Original.
was like, I've never seen a plot twist like that in my life. It's like hell yeah. Yeah. Godzilla versus Kong or Godzilla and Kong, I think.
There's another one of those.
Yeah.
Are they friends yet?
The pitch for this one is that Godzilla and Kong have sort of a buddy cop style
Whoa.
relationship.
Whoa, never saw that coming. Buddy cop, but monster.
But big monkey, big lit dino.
Okay.
That's kind of.
Okay.
Did you see Godzilla -1?
I did.
And
I mean, I liked it for what it was. It didn't blow me away.
nothing
but, like,
crazy.
I like the creature design.
Yeah.
And the dramatics of it all.
Yeah, because Godzilla versus Kong, right?
They fight, right?
What a concept!
They fight?
what a
Big monster
magnificent
fight?
concept!
What?
And I think I want to say I was probably on psychedelics when I watched that movie the
Hell
first time, and got a blast. Like had a blast watching it. Now Godzilla -1, what they did so well, I thought, was like you cared about the people as much as you care about Godzilla, probably more. Which in every other modern Godzilla movie I've seen, and the old ones, not the case at all.
No, you're
Give
like,
me the
let
fucking
them die.
give me the
Give me
fucking
the
lizard.
monster. Yeah,
Blow
exactly,
everything
yeah.
up. And so I felt like Godzilla versus Kong, I felt the same way, despite loving the cast. Like Brian Tyree Henry. Like I loved Atlanta. I was so excited to see him start getting cast in more stuff.
Oh yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown, she's good.
She's doing her thing.
And it didn't move the needle for me too much besides seeing them fucking.
They
So
do fight. I've never actually seen it, so they do fight.
they do
Okay,
fucking
that's
have
good. That
at
makes
the
me
last,
happy.
the end, the climax
The
is
very end.
nice. It's and no, I don't want to spoil it, but Mechagodzilla does show up,
Whoa.
which
Whoa.
pretty cool, dude.
That's
Pretty
so
cool.
wild.
And so it does. The trailer seemed to for Godzilla. I want to say it's Godzilla X Kong. Not sure.
X-Con?
Like
They
X.
broke up?
X Kong. Sorry, my ex Kong's calling me. One sec. I want to say it's like collab like Godzilla.
Oh.
Kong. Yeah.
Like they're teaming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And I want to say that the trailer seemed to sort of key in a bit on what people wanted. So it did feel like there was a lot of like new
New
ways to
boom
beat each other
power.
up. Yeah.
Okay, that's what the people want.
Exactly.
New fights.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I think those are the big. I mean, there's that Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Affleck and Matt Damon.
And what?
Yeah.
That happened.
And I think it starts as like Ben being a little miffed by J-Lo.
Whoa.
What are your thoughts? Have you seen this new J-Lo trailer? Sorry, we're just spending the
have
top
not.
of the show talking about trailers.
I'm so out of touch with media.
Because you're working so
I
much.
guess, yeah. So there's J-Lo
J-Lo,
content or
she's making it's hard to really kind of, she's certainly blurring the lines between genres because it's
Whoa.
not a biopic, and it seems like a musical, but it's not really, like, it doesn't really seem to follow, based on the trailer, the conventions of a classic musical. And so according to what I gathered from the trailer and promotional materials, it's J-Lo's expression, like artistic expression and interpretation of her sort of love affair with Ben Affleck.
What? Whoa. I had no idea this is happening. Breaking the genres. Wow.
Yeah, it seems crazy. But then there was something came out where Ben Affleck's he's kind of a little sad boy about it.
Oh,
He's kind of like,
why you do this?
yeah, he's kind of like, that was our thing. It was kind of made so special by how much only we knew about it, despite how famous we were.
Mhm.
So he was, I think, a little, baby, sad boy, baby.
Sad day to be Benjamin.
And but really not, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to feel bad for Ben Affleck.
It's Ben Affleck.
It's fucking Ben Affleck. So then he did a commercial for Dunkin' Donuts. I hope I'm not butchering this at all. Where him and Matt Damon and then Tom Brady come out, and they're all sort of wearing tracksuits and
Adidas tracksuits.
Yeah.
Nike. Dunkin'.
I don't. Yeah, they're Dunkin'.
brand.
They're Dunkin' stylized.
Tracksuits.
They're Dunkin' colors.
That's fun.
New Dunkin' opening up in Ann Arbor. How do you feel about that?
Love that for them. Good
Yeah.
For the people.
You a
back home.
coffee drinker?
Yeah. Not like huge on coffee, but I do enjoy a good latte once in a while.
Sure. You like it made like you're not a Keurig person every morning, and you're
Not every morning, like once a week maybe.
but you're waking up early now.
I know, but that's why I want to stay away from it.
Okay.
'Cause I'm like,
Because it'll hook you.
exactly. So I'm trying to like brave it and just like drink tea and pretend
Okay.
that the tea has a lot of caffeine. And then,
All
like,
right. So Mary Hepp, how do you get out of bed? You love what you're doing, obviously. That's a
life
big
is good,
thing.
Yeah.
But
Like,
God,
I
it's so
enjoy it.
early.
Yeah, it's not every day, I guess, but most days, yeah, it's like, it's 5:30.
Nobody else is awake.
it's
There's
dark
no
out.
sun.
But the traffic does not exist.
Yeah.
You just drive to your
You
destination.
fly through LA,
and it's
that's
so
pretty cool.
Fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I look forward to that. I guess driving with no traffic.
That
Like,
is
it's
actually
bad.
that's might be reason enough to get, especially in this city.
Especially in the
This
city.
city.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess that's we waxed 15 minutes.
Waxed.
Should we do okay? So here's why this episode's special.
Whoa.
This is episode 26 of the show. The first 25 episodes, as much as I love them, as fun as they were, they didn't make any money. That's why any of us get into this business, right?
Exactly.
To make fucking
Exactly.
cash.
That's the number one reason.
Yes. And we can't the show's numbers not great. We're not making any monetization off of YouTube. I will say we do have about as competitive an audience as the CEO of Ford Motor Company. Did you see this?
I did
The
not see
CEO of
this.
Ford Motors has a podcast. And it's also Chris Farley,
Whom?
the guy from SNL, down by the river guy. He died tragically of like a drug overdose.
I unfortunately do not know this.
He was
name.
like a Tommy boy, black sheep. Made a lot of movies with David Spade. Anyways, he he was a very famous comedian in the 90s, and he died tragically. And his cousin is the CEO of Ford.
Whoa.
Very nice
Wow,
job,
boy.
right?
Yeah, you would think.
And it
Tough.
seems like a job, CEO of Ford. I mean, we were talking about Succession a little bit before the show. CEO of like such a big company like that, you would think. Not enough time in the day to podcast, right?
No, you would think that.
Right? Like
Just time to
Logan Roy
pod.
couldn't pod.
He would not have.
Kendall
a podcast.
probably could. Kendall would start a
love
pod,
to
dude.
have a podcast.
Kendall would
Big
pod.
podcast boy.
Anyways, all that to say, this episode, the Mary Hepp-isode, episode 26, is the first sponsored episode. Let's go! Of the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour. So now we're at a bit of a crossroads. We can either read the ad first, or we can play the game first.
I'm kind of really excited to like see the ad.
Okay, let's read the ad first.
Epic.
All right, guys. Hey, listeners of the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour. Are you a small business owner or perhaps an overachieving employee at a larger corporation who's fed up with your current payroll software and tax services and you're looking to stand out from the crowd? ADP All-in-One Payroll Services is the #1 fast, easy, and affordable payroll system on the market. Gone are the days of confusing, glitchy payroll software. You worked hard for your money, and ADP is the best, most worry-free way to assure that you're properly compensated for all of your hard work. You and all of your employees. Exactly. Like we said, this is all about money. Money. Yes, guys. It's also tax season, folks. Taxes are confusing. I know I personally have accidentally committed tax fraud myself. Is that ever something?
I think I have.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. It's confusing, and I don't want any of my listeners to go through that. So in addition to payroll, ADP also offers top-of-the-line tax services to make sure your books balance out when the IRS comes a-knocking. They also offer HR and benefits services essential for any growing business. Guys, if you sign up for ADP before February 22nd, which I believe will be the week that this episode comes out. It'll be the Thursday of the week that this episode comes out. So you're going to have to act fast if you're listening to this, because if you sign up for ADP before February 22nd, you will get 6 months of free payroll services, guys. That's 6 months of free payroll if you sign up before February 22nd. But listen, a lot of people, they aren't able to listen to the show exactly when it comes out, okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe, the show explodes in popularity down the line, months down the line, and a small business owner hears it then, and he's looking to get ADP to help him out with business solutions. Guys, do not worry, because if you miss that deadline, okay, ADP, listen to this. You're not going to fucking believe this. Very happy.
So excited.
ADP has given us our official ambassador, okay? Mitchell Ross. Mitchell Ross is here specifically to help listeners of the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour find the best solutions tailored to their business. So if you miss that February 22nd deadline, or if you just want to deal with someone that knows the show that you can instantly have a connection with because of this beautiful show, email mitch.ross@adp.com. That's mitch.ross@adp.com for all of your payroll, HR benefits, and tax services needs, guys. That's mitch.ross@adp.com. Thank you so much to ADP for finally, for who knows how long, but at least for this beautiful moment in time, making this episode of this show profitable. Woo! Thanks, ADP. Wow. Welcome
So
back.
moving, so exciting. I love that.
Wasn't that nice? That was like
That's
a
so awesome. It's so exciting. It's
it was
awesome.
a it was a moment in history. Do you see a little silver remote maybe over there? Maybe
Silver remote.
wanna
I
say
love
it was
looking for remotes.
on
and
that.
couches.
I want to say it was on that blue blanket over there.
We're gonna give this a little tuggy tug.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You see it?
silver remote.
Wow.
And two, 'cause I do not know how to operate silver remotes specifically.
So, I'm excited. I don't know. I think you're gonna love this game.
I think I will. I love games. I love fun.
I love games too. I love games, and we've never really played a game on the show before.
Whoa, so exciting.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to, I want to. It's 2024,
It's 2024,
and I just keep messing up.
and that's okay.
I can't stay out of my own way, and it is okay because we're young and we're learning. But I'm just like, how do we just smash through the wall? Smash.
You smash through walls.
And how do you smash through walls? New Fantastic Four cast announced. Does that move the needle for you at all? You're a Pedro fan, right?
I love Pedro.
And you love
Huge
Cousin.
I love Cousin.
That's nice, right?
He's the rock guy.
Fine.
Right?
Yeah, he's the
so
thing.
awesome.
That's pretty cool. I'd never heard of Jonathan Quinn. Do you know who that is?
Jonathan.
John O'Quinn.
John
Quinn.
O'Quinn. I'm gonna go see a picture.
Oh. Fuck.
Whoa.
I spoiled the game before announcing it.
That's okay.
All right, fine. We'll move on to the game.
Anticipation.
So, you're a big. I planned this game because you're a big Sigourney Weaver fan.
I love Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver is.
Really?
I know I said I was gonna lay off the applause, but how can you not clap for Sigourney? And I realized I think so. You and you live with Ariel,
I do. Ariel Berwin.
who probably a long time, friend of the show, and you guys we've talked about this before. When I was like figuring out what LA was, you guys very graciously let me sleep on your couch, which I will be forever
Anytime.
thankful for. And I think at some point during one of those trips where I was sleeping on your couch, we got into like a long discussion about Sigourney Weaver roles. And so at first I was like, well, maybe we talk favorite Sigourney roles.
Whoa.
But for me, that's a pretty quick conversation. Like,
I've seen her in 4 movies, 3 of which are the same franchise.
yeah, and that would be the choice. That's like the best one,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so neither of us are actually huge Sigourney fans, but we do like her.
Yeah.
And she is,
cool.
and what in Avatar,
Oh, I forgot about Avatar. She's Avatar.
which is those are probably when I think Sigourney, I probably think that in Avatar. And she has this sort of matronly vibe in Avatar that's very like, wow, that makes me feel warm and nice.
Very well said.
But anyways, it wouldn't be too exciting if we just had the Sigourney minute or whatever. Who cares about that?
Right.
What I was also doing was watching some old YouTube basketball videos, some old YouTube basketball highlights.
Epic.
And well, I guess without further ado, the first game in Hunter Davidson Radio Hour history is Sagana versus Sigourney. Yeah! Sagana versus Sigourney. You heard that correctly, folks. Sagana versus Sigourney. So everyone knows and loves Sigourney Weaver, right? Fewer people know Sagana Diop.
I'm unfamiliar.
Sagana Diop he's from Senegal. And he was born and raised in Senegal and played soccer for most of his life until he was 15. And he shot up to like 6'10", and they put a basketball in his hands. And he was so good, they sent him to a prep academy in Virginia called Oak Hill.
Whoa.
And he led the team to 33-0.
That's like a big win.
Hit 7 feet tall and was so good that he was drafted to the NBA straight out of high school.
Whoa.
Which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
And you have to be a pretty, somebody has to see. Unfortunately, after that, he had a pretty, he played in the NBA for 12 years, which is an incredible achievement. but never really saw a lot of success on the floor. Never really won anything meaningful. Certainly never made like an all-star game or anything. But, we don't want to knock Sagana Job because Sagana is like a very interesting person. He's traveled all over. He speaks 5 different languages. He's a very anyways, I thought instead of just talking Sigourney Weaver, or instead of just dumping this Sagana Job knowledge on you, as I'm sure grateful for it as you are.
I love learning new things.
Yeah. I figured we could play a game. So I thought of this game. I've seen sort of, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and there's a couple podcasts that have played games sort of similar to this. And I thought we could kind of put the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour's own sort of twist on it. So how the game works is I've come up with 5 scenarios, 5 hypothetical scenarios where you're going to put yourself in the shoe. You're living in this hypothetical scenario, and you're going to have to tell me if you think Sagana Job or Sigourney Weaver would be a better person to sort of assist you in this scenario to get the best outcome. Does that make sense?
Yes, I see. This
so
is intriguing.
I know it's a little. So I the first 2 scenarios are sort of meant to be softball, so you can sort of get the hang of the game, and then we'll have 3 scenarios. So the idea is, I read the scenario, we think about it for a little bit, and then once we pick who we think, we sort of go back and forth talking about why, and maybe we'll have a fun disconnect, maybe we'll agree. So Sagana versus Sigourney. We'll move to scenario 1.
Whoa.
Scenario 1. There's 2.7 seconds left in Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals. We're up 2 points in the game and 3-0 in the series. It's a best-of-7 series. The other team has just attempted a game-winning 3-pointer that's bounced off the rim. Securing a defensive rebound here clinches the game and the series and gives your team much-needed rest heading into the conference finals. Who do you want fighting for a board to prevent a tip-in as time expires? Sagana or Sigourney?
Using one brain cell, I would say Sagana. Because, get this, he plays basketball.
Yes.
Sigourney, as far as I know, does not play basketball, although she did through Mean Hoop and Alien Resurrection.
She throws she makes a basket in Alien Resurrection? Holy
It's like
shit.
walking away.
I gotta watch Alien Resurrection.
50 feet away and just...
Whoa. Okay, well, I did not know that, because that... Well, go finish your thought.
Something tells me that wasn't real, though. And that was
faked.
CGI. It's like movie magic.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go with Sagana.
I like that thought. And that tip that you just said is interesting, which would have changed this for me. So I agree with you, Sagana. What I learned when researching for this segment is Sigourney is 6 feet tall.
That's pretty tall.
That's pretty tall. However, Sagana Job is 7 feet tall.
That's an extra foot.
And while Sagana, wasn't necessarily a prolific Excuse me. I'm trying to not burp into the mic anymore.
You're so brave.
While Sagana was not a great all-around basketball player, he did excel in rebounding. And he did at one point, he does have a game-winning tip-in, but we just needed him to secure the rebound. So I agree with you. I do think in this scenario, you need 1 rebound to win the game and the series. I do think Sagana Job would be the correct answer. Scenario 1. So that was sort of cupcake number 1. Yeah. So now scenario 2. Once we get this, we can sort of really get off and rolling.
Let's go.
Scenario 2.
Whoa.
You are legendary Hollywood producer David Giler, sitting down with 20th Century Fox executives as well as Ridley Scott and Dan O'Bannon, trying to package your groundbreaking science fiction horror flick. And you're trying to attach the perfect actor to play the subversive and iconic protagonist that will no doubt inspire litanies of clones and homages for decades to come. Who do you cast in the part, Sagana or Sigourney?
This is so hard. I don't know if we can figure it out. If I had to randomly guess, I would say Sigourney.
Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, I think, again, I agree. Sagana, as worldly as he is, and he is currently the head coach of the Westchester Knicks. So he does have a charisma about him. Mm-hmm. He is sort of able to, and I think this would probably, translate better to a director than an actor, but he's a leader of men. But I
leads.
think your lead actor, you would want, you know, sort of that charisma,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, that all pales in comparison to sort of the grace and presence that Sigourney Weaver brings to set, and of course to the character Ellen Ripley.
Indeed.
There's no doubt. And I actually was reading that it was a late minute casting switch for Sigourney to play Ellen Ripley. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I read that like the script. It was like a gender neutral protagonist, or
Yeah.
it could be like whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like a last second switcheroo,
Yeah.
which is cool.
So that's
Love that.
interesting.
Very
So that's scenario.
interesting.
So now we understand how the game works. Scenario 1, scenario. So now we'll get into sort of the real nitty gritty of the
Whoa.
games.
Knit grit.
Scenario 3.
Whoa.
You just told the love of your life that you're an amazing chef to try and impress them, but they've called your bluff and asked you to cook them dinner as your impromptu first date. At first, you contemplate the old fast food burgers out of the oven trick before remembering that your next door neighbor has offered to cook you one meal whenever you desire as repayment for adopting their sick cat they had become too busy to care for. Now, in this scenario, you can have either Sigourney or Sagana as that next door neighbor / chef. Who would you want preparing that perfect meal to sort of win over the love of your life, Sagana or Sigourney?
Whoa. I'll have to go with Sagana based on previous context you provided, that he's well traveled and knows 5 languages. And that implies that you value like different cultures and food. Thus, also value being able to like prepare food. That's good.
Yes. I tipped my hand a little too much with that too. It was getting us there, but yes. Sagana, not only is he from Senegal, where you might get that sort of inspiration and whatever he might cook, he lived in Dallas, he lived in Charlotte, he's lived in very sort of food-rich, I want to say, cultures in America, and I just think, in my heart of heart, I think that would just make him a very good chef.
Yeah, man could cook.
Like, could you imagine it's like some sort of fusion Senegalese, you know, Texas barbecue dish?
Whoa. Yes.
God, that would be amazing. And Sigourney, you know, as matronly as she feels, you know, she's been, you know, she grew up in the industry, first of all. Her father was, you know, and she's been, you know, more or less an actor her entire life. I'm just not sure if she has the sauce, literally and
Exactly.
figuratively.
She cooks on the screen, not off.
She does cook. Like, she cooks. But can she cook?
She can't cook.
And we're talking about winning over the love of your life here.
It's high stakes.
We got to go Sagana.
Sagana, for sure.
Scenario 3, Sagana. All right, so if we're keeping track, it's 2-1 right now, Sagana to Sigourney.
Indeed.
Scenario 4, rejection. Yes. You've just received word from your local theater company that they're going in another direction for the role of Aaron Burr in Fort Wayne's Family Theater production of Hamilton. On top of that, the captain of your rec league basketball team notifies you that you've been released from the roster for the rest of the season and replaced by a high schooler that was academically ineligible to play for their varsity team. It's the lowest of lows. You decide to turn to the bottle. You head to the grimiest dive bar in town and sidle up to the Sticky Oaken bar. One whiskey,
Sticky.
neat, you manage to say to the bartender before your voice cracks, betraying the weakness you feel in the depth of your soul.
Whoa, this is like so different. Like, I'm there. I'm feeling this.
Tough day. A stranger asks. They place a hand on your shoulder. The simple act of kindness and humanity is enough to make you melt in your bar stool, but you muster up enough steel to turn and see the exact perfect person to give you much needed advice in this situation. Is it Sagana or Sigourney?
Whoa.
Who's
That's a lot to process.
Who's going to
emotionally.
dig you out of this
Whoa.
sort of emotional hole that you're in?
I feel like I am an unfair person to give judgment on this.
Oh, and why is that?
Simply because I have not seen Sagana.
Right. Well, so while you think, I'll give you sort of my reasoning when I'm
Okay,
so
please do.
obviously this is a 2-pronged, really 3-pronged question. Now, Sigourney Weaver talked a lot about she went to Yale Theater School and dealt with a lot of rejection
Indeed.
in theater, and she actually said that she missed out on a lot of parts in her early acting career simply based on her height alone.
Too tall.
Too tall to play this part, which, you know,
Fucked up.
obviously incredibly fucked up. And I thought that was actually an interesting juxtaposition with Sagana Diop, who really only got so many of his opportunities because he reached such a, you know, outlier physical height. I thought that was interesting. So we have that, and then we also have, you know, Sagana, who really overachieved his entire life until, you know, sort of falling out of the league. He didn't have to face rejection. Like, he certainly faced hardships and adversity and had to fight and claw just to stay in the league, but fought rejection, I think, probably less than Sigourney did. But I don't know, really. That's just sort of what I've sort of projected onto the heroes of this game, really.
Yes.
And finally, in this bar, I do think Sagana Diop would be comforting.
Yeah, he'd be that guy.
He'd be like, hey, man, come on. Don't be down on yourself. There'll be you just got to put the work in. There'll be another team. There'll be another play. But in this moment, for me specifically, I think, and maybe I'm just reading too much into the character she plays on screen, but I think Sigourney has sort of like the warmth and the tenderness that would really like kind of penetrate sort of that facade in that point. So scenario 4, I'd probably go Sigourney.
That makes sense. I'm inclined to agree. She has that maternal warmth.
Damn.
And the specific experience
Yeah.
that I, in this situation, can relate to.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I got kicked off my basketball team.
Damn.
It's so sad. Only Sigourney could comfort me in these
Yeah,
moments.
and I do think, you know, she would definitely obviously have good advice for the play stuff, the Hamilton. The Hamilton.
Acting, the industry.
And you
biz,
worked so hard on your
casting.
rapping to get into
So
Hamilton.
hard on rapping.
You worked so hard on your flow and your bars. And Sigourney would be there to be like, your flow was tight, your bars were sick, but
Bars
like
are sick. I've
they
seen
just don't
Sigourney
get it.
Say that. Your bars are sick.
And I forgot where I was going with that. But I think we're probably like Sagana would be like, come on, dude. Like, what are you gonna be sad for yourself? Like, this is a head coach.
Yeah,
He's
be a
like
coach
he's like
mindset.
I see him as almost sort of like a tough love, like pull yourself up by your bootstraps guy. Which in this moment I don't think I would respond to as well as sort of just the
Yeah, that's true. The Sigourney touch.
the Sigourney touch. Wow, so we're at 2-2 now.
It is. Well,
This is the tiebreaker. And unfortunately, I wish I had sort of as much of a scenario 5's just I felt like this was building up to really a grand finale
Big
firework
five.
finish.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little underwhelming, I think.
We'll
Scenario
see,
5, simple.
Whoa.
Who would be a better guest on the Hunter Davidson Radio Hour, Sagana or Sigourney?
Whoa. Well, this is so hard because you're comparing like both of their lives and
Yeah.
both of like their industries, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's hard to like
Yeah.
compare those two.
Yeah, it is tough. And on the one hand, obviously more people would know Sigourney,
Yes.
but that also that doesn't always make for a better interview, you know?
Like, I'm kind of biased. Like, I would rather see Sigourney
Right,
this
on the
interview
show.
because Sigourney on the Hunter Davidson Radio
Yeah.
Hour. That would be awesome.
And a lot of the show is tailored around filmmaking, movies,
It really is.
and
The big media.
coming up in the industry.
Indeed, yes. Yes.
That's what I tell myself the show's about, at least.
It's so exciting.
So she would be interesting in that facet, but I also think Sagana, they're so, you know, I know I'm moving away from the traditional, you know, just ask people start to finish of their life what it's about. But I do think if I had Sagana Diop on, I would go back to that style of the show. I think it would benefit him specifically as a guest very well. Obviously, I'm a big basketball fan.
You really are.
And like, man, the stories that guy would tell. I mean, played with Dirk Nowitzki, played under a team owned by Michael Jordan. Like, man,
Huge
the Sagana Diop episode would be incredible. But like,
It's so hard.
if it was like, how could you pass up? Like, there's just no scenario where if it was like they both had one free day to do the show, 1 free hour block
1
to do the
hour.
show, I don't think that I could say no to Sigourney.
She's hard to
Alien.
say no to. Alien.
Fucking alien.
Fucking alien.
Damn. So I think we're probably Probably
Whoa.
in agreement, Sigourney.
Yeah, Sigourney. Big Sorg.
Well, there you have it, folks, by a score of 3-2 in the first ever round of Sagana versus Sigourney. Sigourney Weaver comes out on top.
Incredible. That was very fun.
You like that game?
I did. I like how I was put into virtual situations
Yeah, you like
and how to make decisions.
you
in
liked
those
the
virtual
role playing.
situations. I did. Big fan.
Yeah, you know, I think I might who knows? Maybe that's kind of where maybe I start doing more pre-production, start doing more segments, cuz that was kind of
structure
fun.
Could be fun when they're games.
I like games. Oh, Mary Hepp.
Hunter Davidson.
I started physical therapy.
How was that going?
Have you ever done physical therapy for anything?
No, I have not.
Because you were an athlete.
I was.
You're a big soccer player.
I kick the balls. I run on the field.
When did you start playing?
When I was 4 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, I was a little baby.
Look, and then all the way through high school. You played travel and shit too.
I did. All that shit.
A lot of wear and tear, but never a major injury.
Never a major injury. The worst was just like rolled ankles or
Yeah.
like hyperextended knees. Nothing serious.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Concussions.
Wow.
Which I'm kind of sad about. Like
You'd like to have a little
just, like,
cognitive
one- just a little-
dissonance
just a
going
little-
on.
one concussion would have been cool.
Well, so in my years playing rocket in middle school and freshman football, I think I got two, maybe three, but two definitely were knocked a few brain cells loose. And I don't think I have CTE or anything crazy like that. But there are moments where like, and I don't know what, because there's probably multiple things I could attribute it to, where all of a sudden I realize I've just been spaced, like brain neutral. Full on nothing. Anyways,
Nada.
what do you attribute that lack of major injury to? Like, were you a big cross trainer? Did you lift weights? Did you play other sports?
Enjoyed lifting weights.
Yeah.
And like running, and pretty much just playing soccer. And,
Yeah.
like, track, a lot of running. And I feel like I had like good trainers in like high
Okay.
school because we had like a trainer.
Damn, yeah, you had the trainer.
So I feel like my knees were nice and like stabilized from that.
That's huge.
Experience. He was an awesome guy. Ches.
Shout out
He's doing well.
Ches,
Ches.
like French for castle.
Sure.
Shay.
was
Ches.
pronounced
I'm sure
Ches,
it's
yes.
pronounced Ches, but that's a crazy name. Did you ever ask him where that came from?
I did not.
Damn, we got to get him on the show.
I really do. Get Ches on the Hunter Davidson hour.
But I did think that this injury was probably caused by a lack of cross, like just playing basketball every day and never lifting weights or like doing any other sort of conditioning. But I had I'd done like physical therapy before, which I always just understood as like stretching
Yeah.
plus,
Stretching plus.
right? And
Indeed,
just like maximum stretching.
Yes.
But they got me now, dude. I didn't realize sports science is rapidly accelerating.
Sports science. Is it like
They got me. They do electrical muscle stimulation.
what?
Yeah. So the first part of it is still regular stretching. So I get there, I do heel slides. We're just trying to get
Heel slides.
fucking range of motion back in the knee right now.
Love that.
It's all swelled up. So I do that. I do like rocking back and forth. I do a bunch of different stretches. And then after I'm done with that, they stick like the little like what you see in like
like a little
medical
socket
shows. It's like the
thing.
little. It's like it's like stickers.
Thing with a wire
that
on
are-
it.
yeah. They hook those up all over my leg, and then they go, tell us when it becomes uncomfortable, and they
Oh.
like click it up. I go to like 11 or 12 notches, and then there's like a 15-minute like program that runs of like varying intensities of just like firing the muscles in your
It's
leg.
like electricity or something like
Yeah, because like the
Whoa.
electrical wave. See, I'm not. I'm nowhere near sort of anyone that knows anything about the human physiology.
There's some bones in there.
Really, like I know
Some
some
muscles.
shit
Yeah.
from what I've heard, but like I from what I understand, your whole body is powered by electrical currents
Wild.
all the time. Makes no fucking
What the fuck?
sense
There's,
to
like,
me.
electricity in us?
Doesn't
What?
make any fucking sense to me at all. But if you shoot electricity at your muscles, they'll fucking fire. So it feels to me sort of like, you know, when you're like you fall asleep on your
Pins and needles.
Yes, exactly. It feels like you're coming back from pins and needles, but like
Ooh.
kind of like a lot and like all over and like
That's not fun.
it's weird.
Not
It's very
good.
weird.
No.
And it's not fun, but also like when my leg has been like numb and in pain solely for the last few weeks, it was like kind of a welcome change, but still weird, very
Yeah.
weird. And then after they do that, they do ultrasounding on like an affected. They can do it anywhere, which I was when I read
Whoa.
it on my physical therapy prescription, I was like, well, surely that's not the same thing as how they look at babies. It's the exact same thing. They
Babies
put
are
a
in knees.
dude, I got a freaking baby in my
What?
knee. I don't know what happened when they put me under anesthesia, dude. Those doctors are
So sussy.
trifling.
Literally.
But yeah, they put all the gel. What is that? Do you know what that gel is? Is it just
I know what you're
gel?
talking about. I
Yeah,
feel
they
like it's
put it
just gel.
all over, and then they take this radiation gun.
Okay.
And they just fucking, and it gets really warm, and they just rub it all over. And apparently that's supposed to promote cell growth.
Does it like take? Is it like taking pictures or just for like? Is it just for like, rubbing?
That would
That's what
be
I thought it
so
was. Like,
awesome
it's just an
if it was
ultrasound.
connected to a screen and they were like, oh, look, there's your knee. That's funny. No, it's just some guy sits there and asks me where I'm from.
That's fun.
And I
Same
go,
guy every
I'm
time.
from Michigan. And the guy goes, oh, how about those Lions, huh? And I go, yeah. And he goes, if it makes you feel any better, I was rooting for him. And this happened. I had the exact same conversation both sessions I've gone.
That's so silly.
And I was just like, yeah. But because
Yeah.
and again, I don't want to, look, this is the last time I'll bring up the Lions in this episode. But people that haven't been around the Lions their whole lives, like me and you, they don't understand that, like, you don't have to say sorry. You don't have to, like, feel bad for me because, of, like, I figured that they would do that, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what my life, so post-surgery, I just wanted to fill in the people, my loving audience. I just been laid up, not doing shit. I just been posted up, icing, stretching, thinking about how I can improve the pod.
Hell yeah. Brain working.
You got any weekend plans, dude?
Oh, I'm on set.
Working on the weekend. Are you getting paid?
No.
That's
okay.
fine.
It's okay. Sometimes it's worth it.
And you love being on Cam Team.
Yeah.
How long
My
have you been
favorite
doing that? Have you been doing that since high school? Like, when did you start making videos?
Whoa. I guess high school.
Yeah.
Like in middle, like when I was like really little, I made like silly videos with like my parents.
Okay.
And, like did like Star
Like
Wars.
home videos,
Yeah,
cute stuff.
Star Wars reenactments.
Yeah.
I was into Star Wars. It was so silly.
Fuck yeah. Were you Princess Leia?
No, I think I had a lightsaber. That's all I remember.
Nice,
and I
dude.
think I made a parody with my parent, or my dad at least, and it was
Parody.
Like, it was called like, 'cause I hated chicken as a kid,
Sure.
so we made like Chicken Wars. And it was basically how I went to the dark side because I hated chicken.
Nah.
And I was like
You
4.
hated like chicken breast. You hated being
Yeah,
served chicken for
exactly.
dinner.
Yeah.
And chicken That's cute. But then so like you get to, but you're going like,
Yeah.
what did you want to do? Like, do you remember the
Oh,
first
yes.
jobs you wanted to do?
I never felt strongly attached to anything. Like I was
Okay.
kind of into engineering because that's what my brother and dad did.
You were
like,
smart.
Oh, smart, money.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
Like that.
computers. And I
You
was
could
like,
do math.
yeah, I was good at math at the time. But
Yeah.
then I got to like calculus
Yeah.
and like AP stuff.
It
and I'm
started
like,
getting
oh,
imaginary
no,
and shit.
bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like derivatives.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah, matrix
what?
multiplication.
Matrix multiplications. Get out of here.
Yeah, that was also the point where because I think I was similar in that, like, I was always good at math, but like really reached a point where I was like, what are we fucking doing here?
What
Not
is the
having any
point?
fun.
No.
And so when you reach that point, do you turn straight to? Do you love movies at this point? Are
Yes,
you watching them all
growing
the
up,
time?
I like loved movies. In high school, I became more into like the making of movies, and I always thought
Cool.
it was so interesting. I would watch like all the behind the scenes like videos and thought it was like the coolest thing ever. But I was like unclear on like how to like access that industry and
Sure.
like how to get from like a high schooler to like doing that.
And it seems so far away when you're in Michigan.
Exactly, it's like LA, California.
Hollywood's
What?
a different world. Might as well
Exactly.
be.
It seemed so insane as a concept to me. So I'm like, oh, I like media. Maybe I could do like journalism or something. So
Yep.
there was like a number of good like journalism programs in Michigan
Uh-huh.
and stuff. But I wasn't like super hype about that.
Yeah, and you didn't want to cover traffic reports or
exactly.
whatever.
And I had like a journalism class, and my professor was always like, "Oh, the industry is dying.
Yeah.
You're never going to get work." And I'm like,
And
"Oh no."
unfortunately, he was probably right.
He was probably right. So then I went to University of Michigan. And I'm like,
So you
okay.
came to U of M not knowing that you wanted to.
Kind of,
not
yes.
full-
I wasn't like fully committed
Okay.
yet, but I was definitely like going to explore it and like see what all. The whole
And
deal
Michigan
was.
connections from family. Did anybody else go to
Oh
Michigan?
yes, my dad,
Cool.
my grandpa, my brother did.
Love it.
So I'm like, oh, I guess I have to go here. And
Fucking
I
go
was
Blue.
happy to go there.
Yeah, why
go
wouldn't
Blue
I?
Forever.
Best university in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
So you show up freshman year.
Yes.
Where you living?
Alice Lloyd, Palace Lloyd.
Palace
Let's
Lloyd.
Go.
I'll give you a little Palace Lloyd shout out.
Epic.
Cool. And what are you taking film classes out of the gate?
Not first semester, it was second semester. And I was in like this living learning community that was like based around like the arts and writing. And we had like a
Cool.
little film club
Whoa.
with like 20 people. So we would like make little short films and
Nice.
stuff. So I was definitely surrounded by a lot of people that were into film.
Okay.
And then I kind of heard more about the classes from people that had like taken them already and like heard more about the program. And I got really excited. Hi, Justin.
Fucking hate that guy.
He's so weird.
So
So
okay.
weird.
So then sophomore. When do you declare? When are you like
Sophomore
fuck it?
year.
Okay, sophomore year.
It was
And then
first
who are you?
semester,
Who are you
sophomore
meeting?
year.
Let's get to the name drop portion, the niche portion.
The
Who were
niche.
like the first people in your film group that you're like,
Whoa.
cool, I'm fucking with them. I'm fucking with them. We're making shit together. We're doing this.
Yes.
It's fine. We don't have. We
It's
can move
fine.
on.
No, we're not moving on. Because there was like 234 and I didn't really know anyone.
What
or
class- what was-
236, 150.
What did you meet Justin?
I did meet Justin. Yes, Justin. I met.
Justin really wants. He wasn't very memorable, I guess.
He was in the
a
club.
little he was in that film
Yeah,
club.
he was in the film
Whoa.
club.
Cool.
Yeah. we
You
were
lived
the
in
same
Alice
hall.
Lloyd? Yes. Oh, I guess I did
Yeah,
know
we
that.
lived like 4 doors down from each other.
Well, that's okay. So, you met Justin. Pretty cool guy to meet early
It's
on.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. very
pretty cool. Who else?
I don't remember who was in my 290 class.
Was that COVID yet?
No, it was the semester before COVID.
Nice. Clutch. How we looking
Uh,
framing wise, Justin? We looking good? Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Are you doing MAdge? Are you doing...
Oh yeah, MAdge.
MAdge.
Yeah, so I started MAdge.
Okay.
I did a couple of short films fall of sophomore year.
Okay.
That was fun. I met Priya.
Cool.
Gray
Priya, that's
Gray.
kind of
Yes.
who I was trying to lead
Yes,
us towards.
yes. Macy Guller.
Macy Goler.
Yes.
$1
very
Million
cool.
Gallo, as we call her. I
$1
call them
Million.
on the show.
Exactly. So cool. Then second semester, I had 300.
We don't have to go through everyone
No,
of these.
it's okay.
I'm trying to get to us meeting each other.
Okay, we'll speed it up. 300 happened.
300, which was short
Short
film.
films with Mr. Rayer, everyone's
Got
favorite
it.
professor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you remember when you met me for the first time?
Yeah, it was at the screening of Open Stomach Global, I believe.
Yes. Yes, except I think it was actually during the production of the concrete mug.
The Thmug.
The Thmug. I was trying to remember what it was called. The thick mug. The Thmug.
thick mug.
A sketch, honestly like a very good sketch for Open Stomach Global. That was filmed in, was that your apartment?
I think it was
Andrew's apartment.
'cause He had the roommate.
And at this point, going up to the filming of this sketch, I had heard Mary Nearhouse, who you were not you were not enrolled in the class of Open
I
Stomach
was
Global.
not. I was just there.
But that wasn't the only one that you helped out on, was it? Didn't you help out on another one, or was it just that one?
It was the mug.
Anyways, the point is, a lot of I had been hearing Mary Nearhouse had officially become Mary too, which I was more
At
than
that
happy.
point?
Yes.
What?
Yes, and I
didn't-
was more than happy to call her Mary too.
I hadn't even met her
And
yet.
yes,
That's
but I think the
wild.
name came from just because Ariel and Andrew were talking to both Marys and just needed a
Okay.
way to differentiate them
That's
both.
so funny.
I think that's where it came from. And so without having met Mary 1 yet, I was very happy to call Mary Mary 2. And it was explained to me that Mary 1 was Mary 1 because she was in every way more pleasant to be around. the fry Mary. But I was very much looking forward to you know, meeting the person surrounding the hype. And so without I wasn't cast in Thmug, and I did not have a crew role. I just wanted to hang out, I think. So I remember I bought a big Jimmy John's sandwich, and I showed up to the set of Thmug. And that's where I met you, and that's also where I met Katie Stone for the first time.
Katie Stone.
That's kind of a nice story, right, guys? And then the screening. We would have, but I didn't go out after the screening, so I wouldn't have hung out with you there at all. When did we kind of like really? It must have been blood relatives.
A little bit before then, like we had hung out.
Yeah, because
like,
okay, that's right. Because OSG was your senior year.
Yes.
And then so by the end of senior year, I had started hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
And that's where we all became a big happy family.
That was a good summer.
That was we had some fun that summer, and it was just it was just simpler times.
It really was.
There's nothing to worry about summer in Ann Arbor.
Knees were fine.
God, my knees were where I was playing basketball all the time. My knees were working. We were making movies. It was simple and easy and fun and beautiful. But hey, sometimes you gotta say fuck that.
Fuck that easy shit.
Let's get complicated and hard because that's the only way that we're gonna make good art.
Exactly. We have to go through experiences.
Yeah.
We grow. We overcome.
Yeah, we have to feel pain and joy, agony and
all
thrills.
Emotions, every emotion.
To be able to properly create. To be able to properly create the best podcast.
Yes. Everything you've been through.
It's all
been for this.
It's all a culmination. Well, we're coming up on an hour.
Whoa.
Are you having / did you have fun?
I'm having a great time.
Man, I had a lot of fun. But it is Friday. It is Friday afternoon. And I'm thinking I'm just feeling like I'm running out of steam.
That's perfectly okay.
Is that okay?
That's perfectly okay.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Are there any movies you're looking forward to this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I'm currently planning on seeing Madam Web next week.
That's so epic.
Are you gonna see it?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
What do you like? Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
They're kind of fun, right?
Yeah, enough to see them.
I like it. Yeah, I'll watch them. Yeah. And I'm a big enough nerd that I'm a big enough nerd and a big enough fan of the cast for that movie to get me into the theater, which Morbius was not.
No.
I didn't care about Leto. I'm looking forward to that Bob. I'm gonna watch that Bob Marley movie, even though I hear it's not very good.
One Love.
I'm gonna watch One Love. What else? I did kind of want to check out Book of Clarence because I love Lakeith Stanfield.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming out?
What else is coming out?
I'm excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool 3.
That's awesome. I need to watch the trailer for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like we're kind of in a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
When's the next? I don't know. Dune 2. Are you a big Dune fan?
Worm. I'm a huge fan of the worm in the sand.
I gotta watch Dune. I haven't seen Dune 1.
I haven't seen Dune 1.
I haven't seen Dune 1.
You have to watch Dune 1.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I'll go watch it at your guys' house on your TV.
Yes, you should do that.
Yeah.
You should do that.
All right, dude. Well, I think we did it. I think we got a podcast episode. A podcast episode. Thank you for coming on the show.
Of course. And, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be back eventually.
Of course.
And thank you guys for tuning in to listen. Thank you to ADP and Mitchell Ross for sponsoring this episode. And we're back, dude. I'm gonna, it's hard. Sometimes I wake up and I don't want to do anything.
That's so valid what you're doing.
Because my knee hurts.
It's okay. And you're being so brave.
And I'm being a very brave big boy.
You're a brave big boy.
And I'm gonna keep trying to be a brave big boy for the podcast audience. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.